Lecture will go through the tactic of trapping a piece. Sorry, I needed to make a move, so it was black's turn. Okay, in this position, black can win material by using the tactic trapping a piece. So the correct move is bishop takes pawn on g2. So now the bishop is worth 3 and the rook is worth 5, and trading the bishop for the rook is good. Now if we notice, the rook cannot move here because of the knight, and it cannot move here because of the pawn. So the rook has nowhere to go, and this rook is trapped. So the best move that white can make is bishop here. So now after bishop takes, we notice black has won a pawn and a rook and lost a bishop, so they're up 3 points. This is right here. This is what I used to go for all the time when I was first learning how to play chess, because I knew you could win the rook. But even better, I would try to get my queen to these squares to get the rook. Here is another example of the tactic trapping a piece. In this position, it's black to move, and black can trap a piece with the move pawn to c4. And the pawn is worth 1 and the bishop is worth 3, and trading the pawn for the bishop is a valuable trade for black because black will win 2 points. And so now if we notice, this bishop has 2 options. It can't go to this square because there's a pawn there. Same with this square. And now if it goes here, the pawn will capture the bishop. And if it captures, the pawn will capture the bishop. So this is an example of the bishop being trapped. It's a common tactic. Like I have won many games of chess by trapping a bishop in this way, because black will be up a piece. A piece is a significant enough victory to be able to win the game from. So this is trapping a bishop. This is another example of trapping pieces. So here in this position, I provided 2 different examples where black can trap pieces by white. The first one is this rook can be trapped, and in order to be able to recognize the tactic of trapping pieces, it's important to be able to notice when a piece has very few squares that it can move to. Part of how you find checkmate is you give the enemy king less and less squares to go to. So if you're trying to trap a piece and you notice that it has no squares to go to, then all you have to do is attack it, and you can generally win it. So in this position, there's 2 different ways that black can trap pieces by white. If you want to pause the video, now is the time. So if black plays the move knight to c2, the rook is being attacked, and the rook cannot move because it's blocked by these 2 pieces. And let's say they would play here, then you would immediately capture the rook, and you're winning the game. Okay, the second tactic of trapping was pawn to g5. Now if we notice, this knight can't go back to g2 or f3 because of the pawns. And also if it went to g6, it would be captured by this pawn. And if it went here, it would be captured by the bishop. So pawn to g5 attacks the knight and wins it. Now if you were to decide, okay, you see you can both win either the rook or the knight, you'd want to take the rook because the rook is more valuable than the knight.